No, I'm just kidding. Don't be. Y'all do not want to see me before. My name's Allaya. I'm a yoga instructor, as she said. I'm also a Reiki practitioner, meditation instructor, and I'm pursuing a degree in psychopathology, which is basically abnormal psychology. And I wanted to I wanted to talk to you guys about mental health and wellness today, because that's not something we like to talk about, right? And mainly what I was thinking about as I was listening to everybody is the skill of mindfulness. It makes it sound like, how real should I be with y'all? Because there's a lot of all right. Certain people have acted like they have a monopoly on, a monopoly, I should say, on wellness and mental health. There's certain communities that I feel like have gotten really good at monetizing it, and the thing is, as a community, not just people of color, but people have been about wellness for a long time. And if you just stop and take a moment, which is all of these practices, all that really boils down to is just stopping and taking a moment. So I do realize I'm in the business of wellness, and I'm maybe shooting myself in the foot here, but you don't have to lay out $300 an hour to get right with yourself. Do you get what I'm saying here? So if you actually stop, and why I think this is so important for people of color, is that when you stop and listen, there's a lot that will come up. The problem is that we don't want to hear it. Because when it comes up, we have to do something about it.
Right.
If you really stop and listen to yourself, you can't be ignored. And the more you try to ignore it, the more you're going to create something that in psychology is called cognitive dissonance. And you're going to feel that in your body. And that feeling is going to manifest as inflammation, and inflammation is at the root of pretty much every disease on the planet.
Right.
So if I could tell you guys anything today, I just want to encourage you to take a minute. I teach vinyasa yoga classes, I teach prenatal yoga classes, all of that stuff is good, but what you're doing is you're cultivating the habit of just taking a minute. Because it's way better to have 2 minutes of yoga 10 times a day than to get to a yoga class that one time, a month that you managed to get there. And you have to learn how to be able to sit with multiple emotions and multiple feelings at the same time. Does that make sense? Yeah. So the more we can learn how to sit with the feeling of, for example, when I was getting ready to come up here, I was a little bit nervous. I was a little bit excited. I was a little bit frustrated because my 3-year-old did not look like she was going to be a willing participant in this. I was even a little bit embarrassed because I wanted to look like I had my shit together. And having a screaming toddler on my lap didn't really fit with that image of having my shit together. But your ability to expand your life, to hold all of those feelings at once, is what keeps you in that level baseline. And I think for all of us, the challenge is to be able to develop this unshakable core of happiness in our life. That no matter what happens to us, it could be really, really good, we go up. It could be really, really bad, we go down, that's normal. But we should come back to a baseline like a wave. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is we're going to take a minute together, if that's okay. And we're just going to listen. Can we do that?
Yeah.
All right, close your eyes. All right, and it's a safe space here. I'm going to keep my eyes open. Nobody's going to take your wallet. And just see what comes up. Meditation is not about shutting everything out. It's about letting it in and not getting swept away by it. And for some of you, this may be the first time you had your attention on yourself all day. So can you take a second and say something nice to yourself? It'd be thank you for showing up. Thank you for never giving up on me. Damn, your ass looks cute in those jeans. Whatever it is that gives you that little sparkle. Our challenge is to go out into the world with as much of that sparkle as possible, because the world will try to take it away from you. And the more you leave in the morning with, the more you'll come home with, and the more you'll spread it to others throughout the day. She can come up.
Go to mama.
Hi, little mama. You can open your eyes. This is Phoenix, by the way. Oh.
I want to do. I did it. I did it. You do that.
Can I borrow this for a second? Yeah. So actually what I love about parenting is kind of a metaphor for all that. How many of you have ever been around toddlers or tried to parent a toddler or tried to exert any sort of control over anybody over the age of 5, under the age of 5, I should say? It doesn't really work out that well, does it? I mean, I really thought that, everybody before they become a parent is an excellent parent, right? So I really thought that I'd be able to be like, I was raised by like strong Black parents. So, children do what they're supposed to do, right? She runs everything. She does. And the more I try to ignore her, thank you. The more I try to, yes, absolutely. Give me one more second, okay? So the more I try to ignore it and the more I resist it and the more I get frustrated and the more I'm like, gosh, I just wish she would just be less of what she is, then the harder it gets to actually parent her. And the more that I just let it in and listen, how many times have they've just started crying and a parent has said, oh, they're just hungry, or they're just tired, or you know what, they're just a little overwhelmed right now. So as I kind of step down and hopefully try to keep her calm because she won't have because she just realized the microphone was an option now. So as I try to keep her calm, I want to encourage you all, just parent yourselves with that kind of love that you would offer to a 3-year-old. And if you've got that down pat, that's mindfulness. That's everything. Yeah? All right.
Thank you, Allaya. That was good. Good stuff. All right. So next, I want to get her name right.